All right, about ready to go here for the JV game, third installment of the evening. Bar 2, the gold team, lost 2-0 to York earlier in the day. And Green was able to pull off the victory, 2-1. Just finished up here a few minutes ago. And here we go with JV. Warm-ups are over, so we should be dropping the puck here in just a minute. All right, GBN starts the evening here in 9th place out of 10 spots in the division of the SHL. So in desperate need of a win here. York is currently in 4th place, with, I believe, a 12-8 record. And here's the opening faceoff taken by Purcell. Goes in back on the GBN zone, and then back out to center ice. And then chip back in deep into the GBN zone. McCabe looks to pick it up over there. He's challenged. And Murphy around the corner. Gets his elbow up. And that could be a penalty. Guess not. It was just a whistle because the helmet came off. So we'll face off outside the GBN zone. All right, Marlantis on the face-off. And wins it back to Rosen, who throws it behind the net over to Signer, who rings it along the boards and out, back up to center ice. And Wyman giving chase there. And back out to center ice. York throws it. And then toss it in on net and covered up by York goaltender. Looks like that is Cam Rumden back there. Former teammate of my son, Marcus Loken, back when he played with the Blues for a couple years. All right. Face-off is won by GBN, then chipped in towards the net, but then sticked into the corner. And thrown out to center ice, and then that gets by Signer, and then all the way down to the GBN zone. Rosen gives chase around the corner. He's getting pestered, but he's able to keep control of it. Gets it around the boards over to Jacob, who throws it up and out of the zone. And now it's going to be a 2-on-1 with Daniel and Hayden. And a shot on goal is kicked away with the pad into the corner, and now it's thrown back in behind the net once again. And Hayden giving chase there. It's thrown away to the blue line. LeBoyer there gets it back in deep. Jacob behind the net tries to get it and throws it back up to the blue line, but it gets past Stryko and down into the GBN zone it goes. And Stryko rings it around the boards to LeBoyer. And that's taken away. And York's got it. And now ultimately it is thrown all the way down by GBN, and that's going to be icing. All right, Colby in net for GBN this evening. We got Grossbits here on the face-off. Against, I believe that's Madden Taylor for York. And behind the net, York's got it. Got control of it in the offensive zone. And Fleischer gives challenge at the blue line, but York's able to keep it in and keep control of it. And in the corner it goes, slips off of Troy's stick, and he's knocked down, and Purcell takes exception to that and ties up his man in the corner. And the puck comes out, and a shot by York is then blocked, and then a second rebound comes right to York, and they take a shot on Colby, who's got a nice save, hogging the post, and now it's chipped back into the York zone. York with the puck, brings it around the boards in their own zone. Fetterman there, throws it back in deep. And here comes York now. One man trying to go all the way down, and he gets a shot off, but throws it wide. And then he's gets a rough ride into the end boards. And Fleischer has got the puck in the York zone. He's 1-on-3. Doesn't have any help as of right now. And so York's able to take that back. And they get back into the GBN zone. But Signer controls it behind the net. So the sideboards to to Spiegel. Out to center ice to O'Regan. Carries it behind the net. Loken takes it in the corner. And now a shot on net. Ooh, nice shot. Nice save by Kim Roomden there. And then here's another shot by Loken. And that gets blocked before it gets to the net. And at center ice it comes. And then flip back into the York zone. But it hits the Raptors. And so we'll have a face-off just outside the zone. O'Regan with the face-off against, I think that's Forsberg, if I remember correctly. Cooper, another former teammate of Marcus's. And that's shipped back in to the GBN zone and defeat a Signer, and he's able to chip it back out all the way down, and that'll be icing again. And we'll have a face-off to the left of Colby. All right, face-off by Marlantis is then picked up by York and thrown in front of the net and then deflected out of danger by Colby. And now Wyman's got it at center ice, breaks in and tries to go with the backhander, and that initial shot is saved, but Marlantis going hard to the net, gets the rebound and pokes it home. 1-0 GBN. That play was thanks to the wheels and speed of Wyman, who was able to beat everybody down once he got control of that puck. He's probably one of the fastest players at the JV level. And Marlantis made a smart play, just went to the net and got the rebound. All right, Murphy now with the puck at center ice. Brings it in, tries to feed it over to Wyman, but that is intercepted, and now it's going to be a 2-on-1 going the other way for York. They take a shot, and nicely placed shot in the upper left-hand or upper right-hand corner over Colby's shoulder, and it's 1-1 game here. And now joining me here in the broadcast booth is Darren Hayden.
Yeah, I just walked in, Dana, about 30 seconds ago. Have I missed anything since I got here?
Well, we missed the goal by Marlantis. Had a nice rebound goal over there on the one end, and then that was about a minute ago, and now York's responded. So Darren wasn't originally slated for the broadcast tonight, so I appreciate him stepping in. Literally seconds ago, I asked him.
I came in the cold. It feels pretty good to be sitting here in the seat, so I'm happy to be in here watching a little GBN hockey on a Saturday night, almost 10 o'clock here.
Man, it's 10 o'clock already. Jeez. All right, puck's bounced around in the York zone, and York chips it up along the sideboards and then out to center ice. And McCabe with a nice little soccer move kicks it back up to the blue line, and back in the York zone. they control it, go to D to D, and back out to center ice now. Carrying the puck over. Oh, they just shoot it in on net from just outside the blue line, and that's an easy save by Colby. McCabe with it now through center ice, and he throws it. I don't know. It looked like he might have had a grudge against some of those players on the York bench because he aimed right at him. It looked like.
Yeah, I thought for a second that there was some glass over there, and I looked again and realized that there is none. But hey, nice job by McCabe bringing the puck up the ice, trying to get it in the zone, and get the guys in position to do something.
All right, Grossbits with the face-off win, and now it's thrown back into the York zone. And Fetterman with a backhander that's just sticked a little wide, and York's able to come out with it, 3-on-2 through center ice. And they miss on a pass. And now Rosen's battling two guys in the corner, trying to hold on to it. And goes around the other side. Signer there in that corner to go pick it up. And now out to center ice at Chips. And now it's back to center ice once again. And now that one's stolen and dumped in deep into the GBN zone. Rosen there to give chase. Nice little sidestep. And a spin move, but York ultimately takes the puck away. And Fleischer with a nice little check knocks the guy off the puck. Fetterman makes a nice little soft pass back over to Fleischer with a nice save, or a nice shot. That's saved by Kim Roomden.
Yeah, nice job on the turnover there for Fleischer to bring it up the ice and try to get the shot on goal here. And I'm not even sure, Dan, I didn't look at it. I think when I looked earlier, York has 3 or 4 goaltenders on their roster, at least from a stats perspective.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if this is their top guy or where they're at, but their top guy is really good.
I think this might be, because I think it's Cam Roomden in the net, which is actually one of Marcus's former teammates when he played with the Blues, and he was really good. But I looked at the back of the jersey, and I think that's who I saw.
Yeah, nice job by Marcus. Speaking of, right, drawing a penalty from the other team here. So
he does excel at that. I will have to say,
hey, sometimes the hardest part is not to retaliate, right? It's just to play it smart and put your team in the right position. So great job by Marcus to battle on the boards there and take the wrong end of it and give us an extra 2 minutes with an extra skater here.
All right, so GBN's going to the power play here. And let's see, we got LeBoyer and Coe and defense lining up for the power play along with Wyman, Murphy, and Hayden as the forwards on this power play. Murphy with the face-off. It's won by York. Chips it along the boards, but not out. But now it does get out to center ice, and they got a man streaking, but he's going to catch up to it, but not going to be able to do anything with it. And he just chips it around the other corner, but they've got another guy down there. And now they're wasting a lot of time back in the zone with just 2 forecheckers against our 3 defenders. And then we throw it out to center ice and chip back into GBN zone once again.
Yeah, they had it set up perfectly, right, with 2 York guys chasing on the other end. If they can get it up the ice quickly, and now we're going to have a odd man to play here, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, at the JV level, if you're not a really good passing team, any kind of pressure like that is going to give you fits. But we are able to get it out. Now we've got it set up in the offensive zone. And Hayden in the corner goes and picks it up and then tries to throw it behind the net, but that got stolen away by York out to center ice. But LeBoyer takes it and carries it back in. Now he's got it in the corner. He tried to stop and make a move, but the puck stopped with him, and he kind of kept going. And now York's got Sandoval, who's got the puck behind the GBN net, and it's another one of Marcus's former teammates. I think that's Brandon Sandoval, one of the twins. There's a big hit at center ice, and now let's chip back into the GBN zone.
I know I shouldn't be impressed, but a hell of a job by York on the penalty kill there. I mean, that was the fastest 2 minutes I've ever seen. I looked over there, and all of a sudden they're back at full strength.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of action on our end in that either. I don't know if we even had any shots on goal. And that's going to be a whistle for the puck being knocked down with a high stick.
Yeah, what do they call the high stick? It looked like both players had the high stick on that one, so it looks like they're going to take it out, so probably against GBN and bring it down.
Yeah, it was against GBN, yeah. As we were carrying the puck over over the blue line, Marlantis and Purcell were kind of in each other's way a little bit. Puck chipped up, and they both kind of hacked at it. One of them got it, not sure which, but it was definitely high. Oh, there's Signer's knocked down one. There's a knee to the head. Oh, my goodness. That's surprising he got away with that one, but refs don't call it, so we play on. And now puck's in the corner. Purcell's there, up to Fetterman, who's getting harassed, but he does chip it out to center ice and then deep in the York zone, and that's going to be icing. So,
yeah, I'm not sure how the ref missed that one. He was right in front of it, right?
Yeah.
A knee to the head. And
I thought that was pretty clear and obvious because that puck was right there too, so there's no reason not to be looking that way. But you know, they didn't see it the way we saw it. So.
Yeah, I guess note to self, right? Just keep playing on, guys, and hopefully next time the ref is in the right spot to make the call. And
all right, here's Loken with a chance. He's got to get it to the puck, and he's going to take a shot. Oh, with a nice pad save by Cam Roomden, and that shot to the side, or knocked over to the side, and then it's ultimately knocked out to center ice. But so there's the face-off play that worked. Got it past the defenseman, and just let the forward go chase it down. And all right, now Loken's got it back through center ice, and he's going to get it over to Spiegel, and then O'Regan gets a shot on goal from just inside the blue line, and that's gloved by Cam Roomden, and we'll have a face-off into just to the right of York goaltender.
Yeah, that possession before, I mean, that might be one of the fastest efforts I've seen from Marcus. He always gives a good effort, but a little something extra in the juice there on that one, and boy, he had a great look at it.
Yeah, he did.
Just an inch or so away from getting it backside for an empty goal.
I don't know if you were at the Stevenson game, but he had one of those where he opened up the scoring by just going, you know, there was a clearing attempt by our end, and it just kind of slid right through center ice all the way down, and, you know, it just went right through both of their defensemen, and so Marcus just split the defense, went right through the middle of them, and picked up the puck and blew it by their goaltender to tie the game at 1 at that point and started the scoring route on our end. So that was fun.
Yeah, it's amazing what happens if you're the first one to the puck, right? You put that extra effort forth, and you get there, you can make things happen and really put the other team in a tough position. So,
all right, out to center ice it is, and Marcus is going to dump it in and go for a change, and York will pick it up in their own zone. And they'll send it up into center ice, but that pass misses, and that'll be icing. And we'll get a face-off in the York zone.
So I'm trying to get a look at the lines here so far. Dana, I wasn't able to jump on the mic, so right now it looks like we have Wyman, Marlantis, and Murphy. Has this been primarily what they've been going with tonight, or are they kind of moving pieces around?
This looks a little different than what we started out with. I mean, Marlantis did start out the game, but I don't know if Murphy and Wyman did. I feel like James might have been on that line with Jacob, and I can't remember who else, but they may have shifted it up a little bit after the power play. All right, we get another icing call, and we'll do it once again down in the York zone.
Yeah, overall, I've been impressed with the effort, right? That's one of the things that sometimes you wonder what's going to happen on a given night, and I think so far GBN has come out with some intensity. They've played well, and pretty even game so far. Obviously 1-1 on the scoreboard, but 9 shots for GBN, 6 for York, so pretty evenly matched so far.
Oh, there's a nice backhander shot. Is that Murphy? Whoa, that was a beauty. Just came in from behind the net, found a loose puck, and threw it over the shoulder. That was a beautiful goal.
It was. It happened so quickly. I looked over and I'm like, wait a minute. I see guys celebrating here, and I see a puck in the back of the net. So, yeah, great job again. Maintaining possession there. And I don't know if Marlantis got that to Murphy in the front there, but yeah, just kind of backhanded it up and over and in.
Yeah, I'm not sure how exactly that got to Murphy. I agree, but once he got a hold of it, he made no mistakes on that one. That was a beautiful one. So 2-1 here, GBN. In a game where they really need to get a win to keep their playoff hopes alive here, because we need some standings points. And that's going to go all the way down for icing, and we'll have a face-off in the GBN zone.
Yeah, it looked like the York guy was trying to take a page from Murphy. He didn't have backhanded, but he kind of did a quick flip over there, and thankfully Colby was up to the challenge and got his body in front of it and knocked it down. So, yeah.
All right, face-off won by York, and they try to take a long shot that gets intercepted in front of the net, and now 3-on-3 they come over the blue line. Grosspitz leading the charge over there. He's got the puck behind the net. And all the way in the corner it goes. He gets ridden off, and there's a dangerous play that looked like it might have been knee-to-knee, but again, no penalty called there, and so we play on. And that one's thrown on net and covered up, and now they are going to play it along to the sideboards, and then that's stolen by Rosen, who wasn't able to quite get a shot off, and now he's trying to hustle back to knock Hunter Kenny off the puck, another one of Marcus's old teammates. And a nice job there to prevent anything dangerous from happening there, but York does now control the puck back at center ice. And now it's intercepted by Grosspitz, who tries to get over the line, but he was 1-on-4, but he's ultimately able to pick it up again at center ice, and now he throws it towards the net. It gets deflected and ultimately does bounce in towards Ken Rumden.
So Marcus has some former teammates on the ice. What is the backstory? What's the background here?
So Marcus played his Pee Wee years with the Blues, with the Chicago Blues.
Gotcha. Okay.
And they're out of Elmhurst, so a lot of these guys that play on York played with the Blues. So yeah, he's got a lot of former teammates out there.
Yeah, ironically, one of the names you just brought up, Hunter Kenny, was one of Luke's teammates last year. So yeah, got a familiar foe. And then if this looks right, there's also a York skater, Dylan Harris, who was a Northbrook Blue Hawk for many years, who's on the roster there as well.
Yeah, Marcus did not skate with him, so that's a new one to me. Okay, so Jacob with the puck by the near face-off circle throws it in on net, and a glove save by Cam Rumden, and we'll get another face-off. I know it's early in the game; it's only 2-1, but 2 minutes left here in the first period. But this would be a huge one. I cannot understate that enough.
Yeah, anything can happen at this point, right? But if the boys keep playing with the intensity, keep playing with that intensity, right? That they are. It's I feel good about what could happen here. But
they definitely look good tonight. They definitely have their mojo going. They're getting a lot of good chances here so far. And all right, so the puck comes back out to center ice, and Striko sends it over to LeBoyer, who dumps it in, and York goes D to D, but Spiegel's there to send it a little bit deeper, but ultimately does get out to center ice. Striko's there, trying to make a couple of moves, and puck bounces around, still at center ice. A couple guys battling for it. Still at center ice, and now it does get into the GBN zone. Brunetti with a shot on goal. And now York's got it behind the net, looking for somebody to center, but that gets deflected, and now it does get centered, but there's nobody there. And Marcus with a nice little check and takes his guy out. And there's going to be a penalty on LeBoyer. And that should be a penalty for the retaliation, too, I would think. I didn't think the initial hit was that bad.
Yeah, no, I didn't either. Maybe a little back turn to the side, so I can live with it. But I thought it was interesting. Both officials raised their arms, so it was there. But yeah, I would think. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it was from behind. I didn't quite get a great look at it, but so if it was from behind, I get the call. Other than that, I thought it was just a shoulder check, but let's see what the call is. They haven't rated any signals yet. Looks like they might be discussing whether it's a 2 and a 10 or not, but hopefully not. Doesn't look like we've got anybody else going to the box, so hopefully it's just...
I'm starting to wonder with the gate open over there that they might put... they might... Well...
I mean, the retaliation was, up into the face, too. So, I mean, very easily could be a 2 and a 10, too. If you're going to call it, you could call it both ways, in my opinion.
Yeah, I can certainly live with the first penalty on LeBoyer, right? Back turn. But I certainly don't think there's anything in there that warrants a 10 minutes. So
I didn't think so either. But
not sure what they're trying to sort out here. But, hopefully they'll just...
Oh, okay, so it's just going to be 5-on-5. They're telling the scorekeeper to take the penalties off the board. and we'll skate by his side for the next couple minutes, and they'll sit in the box, feel shame until the next whistle after 2 minutes.
Yeah, we're right at the 2-minute mark too, right? So this is going to end unless we can get one on the board a little bit quicker here. Looks like they just knocked the clock from 2 minutes down to 1:11. So I'm trying to figure out what.
And LeBoyer's leaving the penalty box, and he's exiting the game. So LeBoyer's headed to the locker room. I can't say that I saw anything that would have warranted an ejection on that.
Yeah, hey, I mean, 5 minutes ago in this game, we saw a guy kneeing a guy in the head there, and there was nothing there, and that seemed more egregious than what we just saw. So I don't know. I'm a little dumbfounded by what they're doing here.
I don't know, because York's got 2 guys in the box now. Oh, they're giving LeBoyer a 5-minute major. Okay, so that might be why he's going to the locker room. Well, I don't know, because we don't go to the locker room here. So, like in the NHL, at the end of a period, if the guy gets a major, they just send him to the locker room because he can't come out of the penalty box anyway.
Yeah.
But interesting that it's a 5-minute major instead of a 2 and a 10, from what they saw. But okay. But York's got 2 guys in the penalty box too, so I'm really not sure. So I guess we're going to skate 4-on-4 for the next 2 minutes.
And then the 3-minute will kick in after that, right? So we're going to have a long penalty kill.
Yeah, and then York will have a 3-minute major penalty, or a power play. Okay, an interesting situation here. Can't say I've come across this in quite a long time.
Yeah. I think they're trying to correct the scoreboard maybe a little bit here, too. It looks like the ref is over there. And
so I honestly don't know how this works with it being 4-on-4 now.
I think with the 5-minute is we do not gain any strength back if they score, so we have to fulfill it all.
I get that, but like when their 2-minute penalty is over, assuming they have a 2-minute penalty, because they've got 2 guys in the box right now, so
yeah,
I'm not quite sure what it is. But let's say, assuming their 2 minutes is over, does their guy come out of the box right away?
Yeah, I think their guy will come out at 2, and then the guy who's on the 10-minute is going to be in the box for 10 minutes no matter what, but they'll be at full strength.
Okay. All right, so yeah, we are skating 4-on-4 here. York's got 2 guys in the box, but nothing on the scoreboard as far as penalties, so I don't think we've quite got that worked out correctly, but we're going under the assumption that it's 4-on-4 for the next 2 minutes, and then York will be in a power play.
Yeah, it's going to be a challenge for the guys here, right? It's like I said, the next minute or so doesn't worry me so much, but it's, once they come back at full strength, we're going to have to kill for at least 3 full minutes here, and hopefully we can.
All right, York brings it in over the line. Oh, and throws it on net, and that goes in. That was unfortunately just kind of misplayed and bounces off Kopi's stick and right through his legs, and it's a tie game, 2-2. Was that Cooper Forsberg? I think so. One of Marcus's old teammates.
Yeah, I think is he their top scorer, I think, from the stat sheet? I'm not sure.
I did not look, to be honest with you, but I know he's a big hitter. He was a football player growing up, and as soon as he got to Bantams, he was definitely excited about hitting. I'll say it that.
Yeah, some kids more than others, right? So.
Yep. So growing up playing football, I know he's not used to the physical contact. All right, so puck's thrown down on the GBN zone. That's icing, and so we'll have a face-off down in the York zone.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see how the Spartans respond here, right? In a position where you're up, take a 5-minute, kind of lose a little bit of the momentum. Now York puts a goal on the board, and we'll see what the young men are made of here. So
yeah. That's definitely not a goal that you want to give up in a game like this where you really need some standing points, as I said. So, all right, so we got control of the puck, and then we throw it in, and the shot is deflected by York, and they come back into the GBN zone. Battle for it along the sideboards. Rosen's gets the strip from behind, but Cardilli isn't able to do much in the corner with it. And ultimately Murphy gets it out to center ice, and York chips it back in, but they're offsides, and that'll do it for the period. So number 73 there, Lelio Cardilli, is another one of those guys that he was never on Marcus's team, but know that guy well from our Jets days, because Marcus was at the Jets before he was at the Blues, before he was at the Blue Hawks. And so, yeah, Lelio started with the Jets as well. He was a year or two younger than Marcus, and used to follow him around a bit back in the day.
All right. Well, I'm glad we have Marcus on the right side of the ledger for today. So I wonder what the strategy is going to be coming out here, right? It's interesting. They now have a 2-minute
I'm guessing
up on the board, which
I'm guessing they'll adjust that to 50 seconds.
Okay.
So
yep.
yeah, they're gonna figure out how to take the top one off.
So 50 seconds to go, and then we're gonna hit the 3-minute, and then the Spartans are gonna be shorthanded for a full 3 minutes.
Yeah.
So they'll have
they took the 50-second one off too. Who is that? Is that Joel in there, and is that Mr. Murphy on the score clock too, trying to figure out how to get the right time set up?
They're just trying to get some FaceTime here in the broadcast, right? So we'll make sure.
We appreciate their efforts.
Yeah.
It's not an easy situation.
Yeah, I've been over there too, right? Sometimes you're like, I'm not sure what happened. There's a button that's clicked here, and I'm not sure how to. I know what I need to do, but I don't know how to remove it.
And everybody's staring at you and waiting on you.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, so 4-4. We start here the second period, and the face-off is controlled by York at center ice, but Hunter tries to throw it into the GBN zone, but he whiffs on it. And ultimately the puck does come back to him, and he throws it on net, and it's easily sticked aside. And Purcell's got his hands up in the air looking for a penalty call, but no holding call coming, so they play on.
Yeah, and rightfully so. I think he had a case there, right? The guy was kind of hugging him around the hips. So.
Yeah, it definitely could have, but they've definitely been letting him play here for the most part. All right, so Purcell's got it once again, throws it up, but that's intercepted and kept into the GBN zone. And Purcell now's got it at center ice, but back into the GBN zone, it's dumped in. And Stracco's got to pick it up behind the net. And he just throws it up ice because GBN we should be on. Yeah, we're on the penalty kill now.
Yeah, we're in full penalty kill mode here. So York's got a full 2:45 to their advantage here. So this is going to be a big shift here to kind of set the tone for what can happen here over the next minute or two.
So I just realized, so Logan's got to sit all 5 minutes of this penalty because LeBoyer's in the locker room. So there's a long shot on net and saved by Colby. So yeah, he's going to miss a half a period. I
always wonder how some of those things happen, right? Does the coach just grab the first person that's in front of him, or does someone raise their hand? But never a position you want to be in where you're serving the penalty for one of the other players. But I guess the good news is Marcus is going to be recharged and ready to get out on the ice when it's his time. Yeah, I mean,
Marcus is usually one of a pretty good penalty killer too. So
yeah, yep.
All right, York's got control of the puck back in their own zone. They throw it out to center ice, and now it's chipped around, but they get control of it at center ice once again. Looks like they're going to throw it in, and high and wide, and into the corner it goes. And out to the blue line, Forsberg with the shot there, but that hits a skate out in front. And now behind the net, York's got it, looking for somewhere to go with it. Skating around, and it goes to this far side, and that is blocked out in front before it gets to Colby. And I got sticks flying and laying out on the ice somewhere. I don't know whose stick that is. I can't figure out who's missing stick. That was a York stick that they're able to retrieve now. Rosen's got it, and he tries to throw it out to center ice, but it doesn't get out. But now Spiegel ultimately does get it out to center ice. And he's on the forecheck, trying to get control, but comes back out to center ice. Rosen with a big hit. But York comes in and scores, makes it 3-2.
Yeah, we played that pretty well. It's just
I'm going to disagree with you there.
Well, last second, it's we should have shifted over to the guy in the middle there at the last second. But,
yeah, we went for the hit and ignored the puck and the puck carrier and the open guys. I'm not a fan of going for big hits when you're on the penalty kill, personally. I think that's a mistake. But credit to York. They made a nice play and made us pay for it.
Well, we got 1:06 here to chase before we can get back our extra skater here.
All right, York has control of the puck once again. Sandoval brings it behind the net, centers it out in front. That shot goes wide. And then by Marlantis, it's thrown down all the way. I'm sorry, by Signer. And Hart picks it up behind York net. And throws it out to center ice, and that goes off the stick, and Purcell has it at his feet, can't quite control it, but ultimately does get it back out and throws it down to the York zone. And York's got it behind their own net, looking to break out. And up to the sideboards, your buddy Harris, but it goes off his stick, and Marlantis steals it and throws it in on net, and saved by the New York goaltender.
Yeah, great anticipation by Marlantis, right? To just kind of have the sense to see where that puck was going to be, and brought it back inside the zone. So we're down to 21 seconds here, and
I take it back. That is not Cam Rumden in the net. I can't tell what the last name is, but it was a long one, so I thought it was Cam Rumden, but no, it is not. So I'll need him to turn around here in the next couple of minutes so I can figure out what his name is. All right.
There we go. We killed it somehow. Gave up one, but it's a tough position to be in, right? Where you're shorthanded for at least full 3 minutes there, which we were. So
so I'm guessing LeBoyer must have gotten the game misconduct along with that because obviously he's still in the locker room and that's 5 minutes is done. So I'm guessing he got ejected out of the game. All right, Fetterman with the puck behind the net, throws it along the sideboards, and does get out to center ice. Grosspitz controls it there, and then that's turned over. But Stryko is able to send it in deep into the York zone. They pick it up behind the net and throw it out, and that's going to be icing on York. And so we'll get a face-off back down in the near circle of the York zone. All right, face-off won by GBN, but it comes out of the zone, and then we chip it back in, and now ultimately York comes back out through center ice. They've got control with some speed, and then it's dumped into the corner. But York controls it behind the net, but Troy is able to knock his man off the puck, and it's ultimately centered, and then it's stolen there by Rosen, and he gets it out to center ice to Fetterman, over to Fleischer. And Grosspitz has got it. He looks to get a shot on goal. Goes a little high. And then a centering pass. Throw is thrown in front, but there's nobody there. And York picks it up. And
number 64 for York got away with one from the back. Hit one of the GBN kids in the back of the head with the cross check. So it's getting a little intense out here right now. You can hear parents yelling from both sides.
Yeah, I did not see that, but the fans have definitely let us know what their thoughts have been. So, all right, puck still at center ice, and Rosen with it there, throws to the sideboards, but not out, and York picks it up behind the net, into the corner, and hits off the ref, but York's able to still control it there. And a nice hit by Stryko.
We've got a couple players that have been out here for quite some time. Stryko and Grosspitz have been out here for a long time here. So here's a hook.
That should be a penalty shot. I think that should be a penalty shot. They're calling a hold. They're not going to call the penalty shot, but it is going to be a penalty.
I don't know any other case where it's as clear as day on. Well, you know what? I don't know what they're going to call here.
Well, he was calling a hold for sure.
He did not. I mean, that's.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he didn't. He was judged not to quite have a full step ahead, but I easily think that could have been a penalty shot personally. All right, GBN with the face-off win and goes over to Purcell along the half boards. He throws it behind the net, but York's able to pick it up there. But Murphy rubs his guy off the puck, and Wyman's able to retrieve the puck. He's got it behind the net over to Murphy on the sideboards, looking for somewhere to go with it, up to the top to Purcell. Takes a shot in on net. Gets deflected, I think, but a nice save. And that puck's kept in. Oh, and that's going to be offsides. Coe tried to hold up at the blue line when the puck just barely came out, but couldn't quite control it, and just a little bit offsides, and we'll get a face-off just outside the...
I thought Wyman was doing a great job behind the net there, trying to find someone open and thread it, and thought we were going to get a couple looks there, but keep it up, boys. We'll be fine.
All right, Coe brings it in. He does the delay on the half boards, and to the high slot to Hayden, and a nice shot, and he scores. So a little poetic justice there. Hayden, who probably should have gotten the penalty shot, instead gets the power play goal.
Got to do it the hard way sometimes, Steve. It's not always it's an easy one. Sometimes it's that 9 to 5 lunch pail mentality. So happy for the Spartans there that got the best of what that power play is. So yeah, we're knotted back up at 3 again. So this is going to be much like the varsity game was before this. This might be buckle up the seatbelt and prepare yourself for a great night of Saturday night hockey.
There was a stick to the face that Marcus just took, but nothing called there either. But all right, puck is in the offensive zone and it's on the rails. But York's ultimately able to knock it out, and back in it's dumped deep into the zone. Loken giving chase. Looks like I might need to sharpen his skates. And out to center ice it comes. Signer throws it back in. And we're still offsides. Now we can go back in. And, there's a nice turnover. Oh, come on, center it. There's somebody get in front of the net. Get it there. Oh, a couple of goalmouth scrambles, and puck's still loose.
Yeah, they're letting them play.
All right, back into the York zone it goes. York's got control of the puck. They go to D behind the net. Back to the other side again, behind the net. And heads up into the crowd.
Almost had a souvenir puck over here for us, Dana.
Doesn't happen very often, but yeah, that one was kind of close.
Yeah, it was great intensity by the Spartans on that play. It almost looked like we were on the power play with as much time as we were possessing the puck down here. So... looks like Coach might be shortening the bench a little bit here. I don't know, he must feel some momentum coming in. So he's got a couple of the skaters who were just out the last shift back on the ice. And, I think he might feel some momentum is coming our way.
All right. Let's see. We got shot from Hayden in the corner, it looked like, going a little wide. Up to Jacob. That goes wide as well. Coe picks it up along the sideboards. And dangerous pass, but it's taken by Purcell. And ultimately taken away by York out to center ice. And then it gets, nope, not quite in yet. But York's offside, so they can't touch it yet, but they do, so that'll be an offsides.
Yeah.
And we'll get a face-off in the GBN, or
Yeah,
just outside the blue line.
that last pass for GBN, it could have been beautiful and dangerous all at the same time, right? It's just a game of inches.
Yeah, it was right through a defender there and to the blue line. That's a scary one to me.
yeah. Luckily, there was not an odd man rush going the other way. So yeah, great intensity by GBN this period so far. And
all right, face-off won by York, and they throw it back into the GBN zone. Behind the net it goes, off to the sideboards. And then York's able to control it there. And they got it high and circling around. And then they make an errant pass, and that'll go back all the way down into the York zone. Fleischer giving chase behind the net. Along the sideboards, chipped out to center ice. McCabe gives his man a fried. And, ooh, that would have been really nice. Stretch pass just out of the reach of Fetterman. And it goes down to the York zone.
Thankfully, the puck was tipped, right? So we could wave off the icing and keep it down there. But
yeah, I didn't see a tip, but I agree that I was a little surprised they let that one keep going. But Fleischer's not really going that hard to the puck, so might be time to change, but stays out there. And Fetterman with a big hit at center ice. That allows Stryko to throw it in, but that'll be icing, and we'll get a face-off in the GBN zone.
That may not be a bad icing call, though, right? Get the guys off the ice. They've been out there for a little while, so get some fresh skaters out here. And
I agree with you there.
Move the puck down to the opposite end of the ice, but sometimes I'll take fresh legs over that.
Yeah, Stryko had a lot of open space there, so it's a tough decision there, but probably the right call. To your point, to get some fresh legs on the ice for especially on the forwards. So all right, so Stryko's got it behind the net, but that's stolen by York. And now York still got control. They throw it out the blue line, but that gets tipped out of the zone, and back through center ice York comes. And ultimately they're stood up at the blue line, but our clearing attempt goes off a leg. And now behind the net and into the corner, Marlantis throws it out towards the blue line, but not out. And a shot on net goes high and wide. And then that goes right through a leg. And we got some tired legs out there for York, but ultimately we're not able to take advantage of it, unfortunately. And they throw it back into the GBN zone into the corner. And now it does come out through center ice. Stryko's on his man there. And now we've got nobody on the ice. And thankfully the York player fell down, because that would have been a breakaway pretty easily, because we were off for a change, and we had 4 guys changing, and nobody in there for. Oh, here's Marcus with a chance, and a nice save by the York goaltender.
Oh, Spiegel with a great job to just kind of draw people together, draw a little bit of contact, right? And Marcus, man,
found a loose puck, and
he's before he goes to bed tonight. I think he might think again about what could have been, right?
Yeah,
but yeah, great job. Put himself in a position to at least have a snipe at it, and that's all we can ask.
So your goaltender is Nunemaker, Carter Nunemaker.
Okay.
So I just looked him up and finally figured out what his name was. So he was the guy that I don't like right now for making a nice save on my son. All right, out to center ice it comes, and York's got control of it there in their own zone. They come back out to center ice and looking to bring it over the GBN line. That gets deflected, but they are able to keep control of it behind or in the corner. And there's a clearing attempt that goes out to the blue line. That's kept in behind the net, and so that does get out, and now Loken's going to give chase again, but he's going to get beaten by York defender, who chips it into the GBN bench.
Hey, great job by Marcus, though. The defender had no choice but to really just try to get rid of it. Unfortunately for the defender, put it in the Spartan bench, so we're going to get a face-off down low here.
All right, 3-3, 3 minutes to go in the second. I'll take that. If you had told me that's how this game was going to go before we started, I'd have been happy with that. Give us a chance to win here. Come on. Win the last couple of minutes and win a period, and we can hopefully some good things will happen. All right, Rosen with the puck in the corner. He's looking for somewhere to go with it, but it bounces around, and now he's got it on his stick once again after he hit a body. Out to Jacob at center ice, who's going to take a shot that goes high and wide. And Hayden picks it up there, tries to go to the blue line with it, but it's stolen by York, and they look to come 3-on-2 over the line. They dump it in deep. McCabe behind the net picks it up, and over to Hayden along the sideboards. And out to center ice it comes. Coe with it there. Goes cross ice to McCabe, who picks it up and throws it on net, and that's going to be covered up. And we'll get a face-off in the York zone.
Yeah, perfect, right? Get that face-off, get the goalie to freeze the puck, and give our guys a chance to bring out some new skaters. So,
all right, looks like Grosspitz will be out there for the face-off on this one, along with Fetterman and Fleischer. Stryko and Purcell on defense. Face-off won by York, but then turned over, and Purcell throws it in on net, but it doesn't get through. And Troy falls down, but it still is able to deflect the puck. But it does ultimately get into the GBN zone. Purcell with a nice defensive play to force his man to go wide and not be able to get a shot on goal. And now Forsberg takes it in, but he's ridden off, and now the puck is still. Nice hit by Stryko in the corner. And goes over to Purcell. Oh, no, that's Grosspitz. Now to Purcell. And he tries to drop to Fetterman. A little miscommunication there, but ultimately does go back over to Purcell behind the net. He throws it along the sideboards, and there's
that's a penalty. Yeah, it should be.
They're not going to call it. Neither one of them are calling it.
Yeah, I thought he was motioning that he was going to call it, but yeah, hit to the head here, and
yeah, I thought that one was pretty clear too. I thought that one was a hit to the head, but.
I guess that you can do that in hockey. I guess. I was not aware of that, but
yeah, that didn't look like a legal play to me either. But play on. I've kind of lost my temper a little bit the last couple of games with the reffing, so I'm trying not to overreact too much. But there's definitely a few things I haven't agreed with. So York's got control of it. They've had a couple of chances. Behind the net now, or in the corner it goes, hacking at it. York comes out with it. They've got nobody in front of the net, so nowhere to go with it, which is nice of them to leave that or vacate that spot for us, and then they throw it out of the zone, which is, once again, very nice of them to do for us. But they throw it in, and we try to clear it out. It goes off the skate. Stryko is able to pick it up once again in the GBN zone, throws it up to center ice. And misses on that pass, so York takes it and throws it in, and that'll be icing.
Yeah, I thought Stryko's played a nice game back there on defense so far. Not the biggest guy out there, but he's had some real great contact, kind of slow play down there, and I'm impressed by what I've
he's definitely been throwing his weight out there. Yeah, for sure. He's got some nice hits in this game, absolutely. All right, Orlando's is getting some last-second words from his coach. He goes in for the face-off. 14 seconds left in the period. And that's won by York. And they try to clear it out, but that's kept in by Signer, who shot is blocked. And now York's got it. They shoot it high and wide from the top of the face-off circle. And 1 second left in the period, and that'll do it. 3-3 going into the third.
Boy, that could have been a nightmare, right? 8 seconds to go, and, just kind of a odd man rush for York.
Yeah, you block a defenseman's shot at the blue line, and it spells trouble.
Yeah, luckily he went far wide, and at that point there was no one there to rebound it, and the period's over. So it's
we got a little help on that one with them shooting that from the top of the face-off circle, because he definitely could have taken it in further.
Yeah, 3-3 going into the third, Danny. You know what they say in hockey, right? You want to win the game, you got to win the period.
That's right.
It's interesting to see how they're going to come out. Like I said, we were talking about this earlier in the game. The intensity and what they're bringing tonight. I think has been a good indicator that there could be success here at the end of the game. So we got a tough 15 minutes ahead of us. But
yeah, hopefully so. We can, like to your point, hopefully we can win a period and win the game. That would be nice. That'd be a much needed win on our part. So, and I agree. This is definitely a winnable game. Like, we have not been outplayed by any means, considering these guys are in 4th place and we're in 9th. But yeah, we're definitely bringing our A game so far, and we're doing well.
yeah, I mean, if we get a bonus at the end of the game, if the refs want to say, you guys had more shots on goal, then we're going to award you the victory, I'll take it. But
Works for me.
I don't know if they're going to do that. So far, from what we've seen, they're not going to give us much. But
yeah, right.
Yeah, we'll come out and play our best 15 minutes of hockey that we've played this season, and hopefully come away with the W tonight.
Yeah, we're out shooting them 21-12 here, and I do feel like a lot of their shots have been kind of from the perimeter. Like just inside the blue line, or like just outside of the blue line, or high face-off circle kind of shots. Not a whole lot in close, I don't think. Which I wouldn't say the same about ours. I feel like we've had some decent chances. All right, center ice we go. Spiegel is able to deflect it into the York zone, but back out to center ice it comes. Loken chips it in deep. Behind the net it goes. Spiegel giving chase there and gives his guy a bump. O'Regan gives challenges behind the net, and it's deflected and kept in at the blue line, but now it's thrown out to center ice, and that's going to go off the leg and go behind. Surprised they called icing on that one. I thought it was deflected and tipped right on the red line.
Yeah, I thought it was on this side of it, but yeah, they see things differently than we do.
So we're going to face off in the York zone. O'Regan on the face-off between Loken and Spiegel, with Purcell and McCabe on D. Won by York. They chip it up to the blue line. McCabe should be able to keep that in. But then that's picked off by York, but still able to keep that in. Centering pass over to Spiegel. Couldn't quite get a shot off. And then out to center ice it comes. You got to watch for one guy in the middle of 3 on their side. And nice save by Colby, and he ultimately is able to cover up the puck. I'm not sure what we're arguing about here now, but
puck to me pretty much seems like it's on
it's
the other side of the line here.
It's in the blue paint, not the white paint, so...
Yeah, one thing that's interesting to note that I've noticed is when we've had the puck down in their zone, York is drifting one of their players back. They're happy to play 5-on-4 with us and hoping that they can get that breakaway there. So that's going to benefit one side either way, right? They're either going to get a breakaway or we're going to have a one-man advantage in our end.
And it almost worked on that one. All right, puck's bouncing around along the sideboards. Now Ethan brings it out, 2-on-2 over the line. Takes a shot on net. That goes wide. Loken into the corners. Gonna battle for it there. He's 1-on-2 in the corner. Now Spiegel's there to help him out. And it's chipped over to Stryko. Now, and it does ultimately get chipped out to center ice. Rosen picks it up there. Back out to center. And now that one goes backhanded into the York bench, so we'll have another face-off at center ice.
I think that's one of those where I'm tired, Coach. Yeah. I'm gonna flip it over there, and if we have to take a face-off, at least we'll get a whistle and stoppage of play so we can get some new guys out here.
Very effective in that regard. If that was the game plan, it worked well.
Yes.
So, all right. We got to start winning some of these face-offs, though. York seems to be winning quite a few of these so far in this game. So if we want to win this period, we got to win the face-offs too. Oh, a couple of nice passes that just missed by York, and they almost had a tip in if they could have connected on that last pass. But out to center ice it comes, and now it's tipped back into the GBN zone. Grosspitz there over to Stryko, sends it up, and York's going to be able to catch up to that one. And then it's stripped away by Fetterman, who throws it in, but York's able to get it back out to center ice. Forsberg over the line. And, a couple of chances there as nothing's able to be really put partially on net, so thankfully no big saves needed there. And Purcell bumps his man and gets the puck in deep, tries to center it, but that's taken by York. And Signer is able to get it at the blue line, throws it in, goes into the far corner. Grosspitz with a nice hit and allows Purcell to get a nice shot off, but that goes wide. Signer with a shot, that goes on net, and that's patted away. Oh, now that's a centering pass that gets taken away by York, and now Purcell will have it, and they'll dump it back in. Hayden giving chase there. Oh, he runs into a guy, and they're not going to call that, which I pretty much agree with because I think he was going after the puck, and the guy just happened to step in his way. And now it comes back out to center ice. Purcell throws it back in once again. Coe gives chase in the corner against Forsberg. And Hayden with a nice hit along the boards. But York's able to clear it down, and that should be icing. Yep.
Yeah, eventually. It just didn't know if I wanted to get there.
Took a while to get over the red line, but finally it does.
Interesting sequence of events, right? York really had some pressure down on this end for a while, and unfortunately, like I said, or fortunately for us, nothing there. But I've noticed whenever Seven is on the ice for them, seems like their best player. They make a lot happen when he's out there, and he came off the ice, and it looks like GBN kind of took advantage and had a good run on this end.
So Seven's the man, huh? We got to watch out for him.
He seems to be the guy that does most of the work for them. And
okay. All right, McCabe's got it at the blue line, chips it into the corner. Coe's got it. Oh, rolls off his stick. Jacob throws it on net, but it goes high into the corner, and then now it flips around to McCabe to Jacob once again behind the net. Hayden's looking for a piece of the York player, but York wanted nothing to do with that one. Got rid of the puck quickly and ran away from Hayden. And it comes out to center ice, and then we throw it back in. And along the sideboards it goes. York's able to get it out to center ice. And a shot is deflected high and wide. And we get it out. And there's Coe. Gets it out to center ice. Sends it up to Hayden. Throws it in on net. And they're going to go for a change. And Murphy going hard to the net, so forces the York goaltender hold to cover it up.
That's another one that advantaged us, right? It's our guys were tired. We had a long shift there, and he put it on ice. Goalie froze it up and allows us to get some fresh skaters out there down in their zone. So,
all right, face-off win and a shot by Murphy goes a little wide. Striko challenging in deep, but it gets by him. Murphy now is battling for it, but York is able to control it, brings it around the net, passes it out to center ice. And York's got it along the sideboards, gets a shot on net, and nice save by Colby.
Yeah, great glove by Colby over there, right to the short side of the net, and put the glove on it.
Yes,
and
number 7 is Brunetti. Okay, so yeah, I'm not surprised that he stood out in this one at all. Brunetti was definitely one of the good players at the Blues when we were there.
Yeah, he brings the energy and a little physicality out there, and really kind of helps set the tone for the York team. So we have to definitely stay on top of him.
Oh! Puck's wide out, and the goalmouth scramble, and Colby's able to make a nice couple of saves, and then we're able to get the puck out of the major danger zone, but it's still in our zone. We need to get it out. That's not able to get out, and it goes in deep behind the GBN net, and it's going to be a high sticking if York touches it, so they let it go, and now Wyman's got it along the sideboards. He does get it out, but York gets control of it. They go to D in their own zone. They throw it out to center ice to Madden Taylor, who dumps it in deep. Strike goes back there and throws it along the sideboards over to Wyman. Looking for somewhere to go with it. And does get it out to center ice, but right to York. And now Purcell, he turns it over. And that's a shot on goal, and nice save by Colby. And Wyman through center ice. Just looking to get a shot on goal. He does, and a pad save. And that's kept in. Signer along the sideboards is trying to keep that in, and Loken does able to get it a little bit deeper into the corner. Looked like
a hook to me, but
I agree. It looked like O'Regan was definitely getting held over there. And that allows York to get to control the puck, but they throw it away to the blue line, and the shot by Signer is deflected by the blocker and into the netting.
Yeah, we're halfway through the third here, Dana. What do you think? 8:16 to go, and this is kind of living up to what I thought it would be, right?
Yeah, for sure. Like, it's still got to win the period, so, we definitely have our chance. So this is, we need this one. So got to dig deep. All right, face-off won by York, and they're going to come out through center ice, and they get a shot on net, and a big rebound comes out, but is able to be cleared out by O'Regan. Nice job there. Loken along the sideboards looks to give chase, but he can't catch up to it, so it's kept in by York, and another clearing attempt high. Ooh, that fooled me. Oh, come on.
Huh.
That's a bummer.
I didn't see that go in.
Yeah, he
I saw him reverse it. But
yeah, but he had Colby leaning the wrong way, and ultimately that ends up in our net. After we had 2 or 3 chances to clear the puck out, and York made some nice plays to keep the puck in, including one where the defenseman jumped about 3 feet up in the air to glove it and put it back down onto a stick just before that goal went in.
My guess is that defenseman's probably a baseball player, right? It looks like he'd be a center fielder. He had went up high on that one and kept it in the zone.
All right, center ice. York's got control of it, but that pass deflects off the leg and goes back into the York zone, where they control it now, and now they're trying to skate it up over the GBN line, but that gets knocked off their stick, but they still control it at center ice, and they flip it in deep into the GBN zone. Purcell's back there, picks it up, throws it out to center ice, but misses on that pass, and now York has control of it once again. A couple of their players kind of collide with each other a little bit, and now they ultimately do get it up, throw it on net. Nice blocker save pad save by Colby. And we're really struggling to get it out of our zone all of a sudden here. We're just bringing it around the boards and not getting it out. And York's really taking control of this here the last few minutes.
Yeah, I don't know if it's just tired or just, bad bounces on some of these pucks here. But, yeah, GBN's got to kind of regroup here and weather the storm and
we need a break.
Put some pressure on the other end here.
All right, Fetterman battles for it over the line, but it's controlled by York, and they're going to bring it out. And Smith brings it in, tries to center it, but they're tied up, and so here comes Coe, 1-on-2 over the line, looking for some help. He's got 1-on-5 in the offensive zone, but now he's getting some help over there. Nice job to keep control of that, and that looked like it was centered out and tipped just a little wide by Hayden.
Yeah, Coe did an unbelievable job over there, right? He was, the only Spartan on the ice pretty much, and had 3 guys with him, and did enough to hold the puck over there and give some time for his teammates to get there.
Jacob with a nice shot on goal, but with a big rebound, but unfortunately all the GBN players were tied up and nobody could get to it. Oh, there's a turnover. Come on. Oh. Bounces through a few legs. We can't get a good stick on it. Now it's another errant pass is taken over by York. And now Strykos kicks it ahead. But York's got it once again. They chip it in deep. And another one of Marcus's old teammates, Joey Lantaglione, is battling for it behind the net, but Rosen ultimately picks it up. And Stryko with a nice defensive play there. Sends it back out to center ice. James looking for a big hit along the boards. And Stryko chips it back the other direction, but picked up by York, but then stolen by Merlantis. And James chips it all the way down. That'll be icing with 4:50 to go in the third.
Yeah, I think that was the right play by James to get it down the ice and start over here. Well, under 5 to go in this one, Dana, down by a goal. We're going to have to play our best hockey here. So,
well, we got Remy out there. So, face-off win, down along the sideboards. Oh, that gets deflected. They were looking for it. They used Remy's speed to go up the boards and just pick up a loose puck. But unfortunately, York made a nice defensive play there to to knock it down.
Yeah, I think, 4:37 to go here. I think Coach really should shorten that bench up, right? Really short shifts for all these guys and keep just bringing guys out there and playing at your highest level, right? Intensity is going to win the battle here, and that's what we're going to need if we're going to put one in.
I agree with you. All right, face-off win, and York's got control of it. And now we're offsides. And now it's going to be a face-off just outside of the GBN zone.
The thing that'll be interesting to see, I've noticed the York goaltender likes to come out of the net quite a bit. He likes to play the puck back there. So if we can do a great job forechecking and cause a turnover back there, we might be able to do some magic.
All right, York with a couple of passes through center of ice. Sandoval, that's offsides.
Do you think they would have gotten that one, Dana? The refs would have got that on their own, or do you think they needed the assist from some of the parents here?
I think they needed the assist from us. I totally think they heard us call that one offsides.
Yeah, I was starting to wonder there, right, for a second. And
I wasn't sure with some of the stuff we've seen tonight if that was going to be called or not, but they did call it, so... All right, so York wins the draw, throws it in deep once again. Rosen back behind our net to pick it up. Rolls off his stick, and now York controls it. And into the corner they go, and Marcus with a nice tip. I thought he was going to be able to get to that one, but York's defense was able to pick up. And now once again, our defensemen turn it over at center ice, and we've got to retreat into our defensive zone. Out to center ice it goes. And
there we go. Marcus with chase, right? Get York defenseman throwing it over at his teammates, keep him awake, and we'll take the advantage of the faceoff.
Yeah, we're going to face off in the offensive zone once again.
So did Coach just bring out the line that was just out there, or have these guys been out there the whole time?
They brought this line out there again.
Okay,
so
right.
they were out there, and then Marcus's line got out there, and then they brought these guys out there again. All right, so York's got control of the puck, and then they chip it out to center ice. McCabe goes to pick it up there, sends it up to Wyman, who dumps it in. Around the boards it goes, and skips past Marlantis' stick, and then it gets centered out, but fortunately we had nobody there, but Rosen's able to pick it up, makes a couple of moves, rolls off his stick, so he's not able to get a shot off, unfortunately, and out to center ice it comes, and now he sends it back up to Marley, who chips it over to Wyman, back to Marley, who throws it towards the net, but that gets deflected by the York defense, and they throw it all the way down, but it goes on net, so there won't be icing, so Colby will cover it up, and we'll take a face-off in the defensive zone.
I'm not sure why he covered it up for so long there. I was hoping he was going to kick it his defenseman to get it back up, but...
I think it was we wanted to change again. I think that was the biggest reason, because we got a new line out there now, so... All right, Purcell tried to clear it out along the boards, but that gets deflected. And Hayden now is taking it out through center ice with some speed. Brings it in over the line. He circles behind the net, looking for somewhere to go with it. That is unfortunately picked off, but then kept in at the blue line. Behind the net it goes to Jacob. He needs to center that, but there's nobody there, unfortunately. And out to back into the GBN zone it comes. Strico throws it along the sideboards, but York's going to win that battle. And now we ultimately, they get control of it again, but now Hayden's got it once again through center ice, throws it in. James is going to look for a hit, but doesn't really get much, but he does separate the man from the puck. Puck's behind the net and controlled by York again, but then it comes out to the blue line, and a nice shot by Purcell is stopped through a lot of traffic. I don't know how the goalie saw that one, but...
we've got an empty net on our back end here, so we got 6 skaters, so it's...
And that'll be icing, so we got 1:25 left here in the third. And looks like GBN's going to take their timeout.
Yeah, I was going to say that this is what I would have done too, right? Good job by the coaches. You got a minute 25 to go. Wants to kind of regroup, reset, give everyone a breather out here, and hopefully put our best 6 skaters out there to put us in position to put one in to tie it up here. So the face-off will be down in the York zone, it looks like, from where the puck's at. So,
yeah. Because they just iced the puck, so, it'll be a face-off to the left, or to the right of the York goaltender. And, we need to win this face-off. Like I said, we haven't been winning many in this third period. Well, in this game in general, we lose a lot of face-offs. Got to win this one. Start generating some chances.
Well, a lot is going to be defined on what happens on who wins this face-off, right?
Yeah.
If GBN can control it, we got a shot here, right? If York controls the face-off, it's going to be a little bit of scramble here to forecheck on this back end and make sure nothing comes through center ice and down the other way. It's interesting. I was just thinking back then. So we had the penalties in the first period.
Yeah.
And that's been it, right?
Yeah, I don't think it's been any
after
since.
the game misconduct and the 2-minute from York side, I don't think there's been another penalty outside of the game. So it's been pretty evenly played. There's been some questionable calls, but it's been good hockey.
Yeah.
For the most part.
I would agree. All right, so let's see. We've got Murphy, Purcell, Wyman, Coe, Rosen, and Marlantis out there. Marlantis on the face-off, looking to get control. Rosen does get control, but now Purcell's able to keep it at the blue line and does get it in deep. Now Marlantis has got it behind the net. Over the sideboards, an errant pass there, and there goes Brunetti, who shoots at the open net, but he shoots it a little wide. Rosen's there to pick it up behind the net. Wyman's got it along the sideboards. He's looking to come up with speed, and he gets it over the blue line, but stolen by York. And now Rosen does chip it in deep. And not really a whole lot going so far with the extra man out there. 40 seconds left. Just need one shot on goal, though. Just need one to go in. Center it over to Purcell. Oh, he was looking for Wyman on the side. And there's the centering pass, so Murphy can't get a hold of it. And that looks like it's going to go wide, and that'll be icing. Whew. Yeah, that was close.
Yeah, that one in possession at about the 1 minute mark, Marlantis came behind the net. I thought he had a great look. A little bit too much sauce on the pass over here to maybe Murphy on the wing, and caused us to lose some time here. But hey, guys have played tight and haven't given anything up here. So 21 seconds.
We're way past moral victories though. Like if we want to make the playoffs, we need to get some wins here. So 15 seconds to go in the game. Need to get a shot on goal. And now I think we're going to go get a penalty.
Yeah, that...
there goes Jacob, one of the penalty leaders in the SHL.
Yeah, I don't want to...
And he's getting kicked out of the game as well, because he's obviously getting a misconduct, so...
common sense at some point, right? That I know that there's emotions that run high, but at some point you got to just, hey, I got to do what's best for my team here. And
well, we don't do that.
Unfortunately, that we're probably not going to have much of an opportunity here in the last 10 seconds to see if we can do anything. So.
No, because we're going to have a face-off in our own zone because of the penalty, and so Copley will have to come back out. And,
bring the goalie out. And...
yeah, we're going to be down a man, and so this game's over. Some displeasure being spoken by the GBN fans. And another face-off win by York, and they're content just to let this clock run out and take home the 4-3 victory. So a well-played game, but not the result we wanted, and looking like more and more of a stretch for us to make the playoffs at this point. So
Yeah, fell short here. So, yeah, overall, like I said, I thought GBN played a pretty good hockey game there, right? There's a couple things that didn't go our way, and unfortunately, kind of here towards the end. Third period, I'm going to say York won the period, right? And unfortunately, winning the period means that they're going to win the game. So 4-3, but valiant effort by the boys. And, hey, the good news is we get a couple more cracks at York here over the rest of the season here. So I'm happy to see that.
Yeah, if they're all this even, hopefully we can steal one or two of them from them here the coming up games.
So here's some sportsmanship I like here. So Signer, Hayden, and Kenny all played together last year as teammates. So rivalries for rivals for 60 minutes on the ice, but hey, we can be friendly again here at the end.
All right, with that, I think it's time to sign off.
Yeah, it's before midnight, Dana. My slipper is not broken yet. So anyway, as always, a pleasure.
Absolutely.
We'll get a chance
Appreciate
to do it
you
again.
jumping in last second.
Thank you, guys.
We'll see you next time.